Like you hold one kind of bassy note down on the lower end strings, you're like, the whole ground's shaking, you know.
I remember where I was when I rang you saying I'm going to be able to buy one of these, because this is definitely a dream come true from being a young kid.
How smooth is that?
Mate, it just feels like it's a proper...
I just got like that joy of excitement, you know. Have I seen you play? Didn't you play this at Carnegie Hall?
Mate, that's the one, yeah.
Oh, right, so there you go.
This was passed down to him from Jimmie Vaughan himself. And Jimmy got gifted this from the Fender Custom Shop when Jimmy... I said to him, oh, do you mind please just signing, you know, on the back, like in an inconspicuous place? And he literally like took the guitar off me, signed over the headstock, wherever the he wanted. But I thought, you can't tell Buddy Guy no, can you?
Yeah, exactly, that's right, yeah. No one tells Buddy Guy no.
Yeah, that should be a t-shirt.
Oh, is this for real? Are we doing this?
Guys, you've got to stick around because this guitar is coming up soon, but this is like one of the parts of a vintage Strat that you just can't replicate with modern relicking.
It's a work of art, that one, isn't it?
Mate, it is, it's
Wow.
beautiful.
Of all people you asked to do this, you ask a drummer.
Yeah.
I'm like, so, is it good wood?
Right.
Every time that I've been on the YouTube comments recently, when I do click on the YouTube comments of pedal porn videos, I always see comments, like non-stop comments, basically asking about your Strat collection. And they want to see it. People want to see it. They want to see your whole collection. They want to see, to start with, how many Strats you've got and what they do, what makes them different, that kind of thing. So. Take it away, my boy.
It's funny because a lot of the Strats aren't expensive, and a lot of people, I think, get in their head that we have a lot of expensive guitars. We have a couple that are the highlights, and obviously we'll get to them in a bit. Obviously, we've got like the 63 Strat, which we'll show you, and the Lenny Custom Shop Stevie Ray Vaughan Strat. But a lot of them are actually parts casters and guitars we've traded in for. So we'll go through each one today, do a little run through so you can hear exactly what makes them, you know, why they're in the collection. And yeah, I feel like you know which one I'm going to start off with because we've toured around the world with this guitar.
I was thinking this is like, the first one you got to do is got to be like your signature.
Yeah, if I had a Fender signature guitar, it would have to be this guitar right here, which is called...
And it's called?
Banana Man.
Hey, yes. And
Yeah.
where did it get that name from?
Everyone always asks me that, and it's not got an amazing reason. But it's just because the yellow on it reminds me of like the yellow from the Banana Man character. It was simply the body by itself. And at the time I rang our bass player Nige and said, oh, I love that colour, but it's got no neck, or it's not a guitar, it's just a body. He sort of said to me, well, nowadays you don't need to buy a guitar fully complete. You know, we can just buy the rest of the parts and put it together ourselves. So Nige put it together for me. He said to me the other day, he's like, I'm surprised it's still working.
I remember you saying back then that was like, this guitar was like the newest part of your set almost. It was like, but it looks so old.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
what is it about the relic look that you wanted on your custom personal guitar?
When I got it, it was a lot more brand new, wasn't it? Like this is from years. Like obviously it's not, you know, massively worn down, but for example here you can see where the leather jacket that I wore on stage for years.
Wow, so that's general relic.
Oh, that right there is complete, like, you know, the little tag on leather jackets.
Yeah,
and
so I love that. I'm also thinking like if it's like -30 or something, like,
yeah,
can that affect?
Yeah, well, yeah, if it gets too cold, again, which this did, you can see all the checking where the lacquer cracks. So for years we were throwing this in and out of the van, weren't we? And it's like,
yeah, exactly. It's kind of got like an old rocker kind of look. Because I also love these dials here, which obviously you got two and then an added one.
Yeah.
Was it added, or was that like that?
Well, it's funny, this is only this is a pedal porn knob. Yeah, this aged plastic was from Extreme Creations. It's like, actually, this was made to look old already. But it has actually, again, it's worn down over the years of just playing it. And but
you have some custom pickups as well in there, or do you?
Well, these are Jesse Davies pickups.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying now. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jesse also, he makes the king tone switch.
Yeah.
And that's what this is actually not a rotating knob.
That's a switch.
It's a switch.
Oh,
yeah,
that's fucking cool.
Yeah, so and that's where a lot of the tone of this guitar comes from. This neck, by the way, was from, again, Axtreme Creations make this incredible Stevie Ray Vaughan #1 guitar. And it's, you know, they recreate every single scratch and everything. And this was from that. So you can see it's disproportionately relic on the neck. Yeah. It's all you know, beaten up and worn and horrible. But I had to put that neck on this guitar temporarily just to get it going. And once it was on there, I couldn't replace it back to any other neck because it just works so well. This is a big fat neck as well. Everyone that plays this. Yeah. I remember Lee at Anderson's once picked it up and he was like, this is horrible. and it's... I
think how you play, actually the style that you play and the way that you play, you know, technically as well, because you've got quite small hands.
Well, thank you, darling.
And I'm wondering how you do those stretches, you know, when you've got like big octave stretches and stuff like that, like how...
It's just because I'm superhuman. And, but no, it's just... Yeah, it's funny. I don't think there's a correlation between how far you can stretch and how big your hands are. That's what I'm realising.
There's a lot of piano players that I know, they say you should have piano playing hands, but I know a few piano players that have got very small hands, and I'm just like, how are you so slick with the way that you do it? But I suppose you just learn the same way everyone else learns, really.
There was that time, I don't know if you remember, where we did a gig, I think it was in Poland. Yeah, it was in Poland in this crazy little blues club, and we were staying up in the venue that night. During the gig, we were playing so hard that one of the aged clay dots fell out. And it's one of those venues where, you know, it's like Persian rugs on the floor and you'd never see something that small with that horrible lighting ever again. And the next morning we came down for breakfast and our bass player Nige was just like there, like it's almost like he's been there all night trying to find it. And he's like, Chris, I found it. And of course the lighting was different in the venue in that thing. But
how the hell do you find that?
Mate, it's crazy, but I'm so glad because now I've super glued it back in. It's there forever.
And yeah, I haven't had issues since. So.
That's right, yeah.
I was thinking like how kind of wide the sound is, if that makes sense. Kind of, it always travels. That tone. And just, like you hold one kind of bassy note down on the lower end strings, you're like, fuck, the whole ground's shaking, you know. Next. So this is the Hamiltone. That takes me back to the American tour of 2015. You actually picked it up on that tour, I believe, didn't you?
That's right. So we got a bunch of gear loaned to us at that tour. Of course, I always knew about the Hamiltone brand because of Stevie. Like the classic Cold Shot video, you know, he's got the Hamiltone there. Couldn't stand the weather. Yeah, this guitar was sort of lent to me for that tour. And I remember we were playing Little Wing at that, what was that biker bar place called?
Oh yeah, that's right. I can't remember the name of it. It was like in the Midwest. Where the guys are hard.
Yeah, very, very scary guys.
Everyone's got guns, you know.
Yeah. But I remember our tour manager, Mark Bastin, came up to us halfway through the song and it's just an email on the screen saying, because we'd played on like American TV and stuff, you can keep the guitar. Because we'd got a bit of exposure for the brand and it was like the best moment because I was like, I get to go home with this guitar now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a beautiful guitar. It's got like a maple cap, which makes it sound a bit brighter, and custom Hamiltone pickups. Just a beautiful guitar. Again, a bigger neck.
Is that actually, that's probably my favourite guitar of yours to play physically, for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are some that I'm generally curious about because I've never actually seen you play.
That's right, actually,
before, yeah. So that'd be exciting. So which one's next? Have I seen you play? Didn't you play this at Carnegie Hall?
Mate, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, right. So there you go. So that's so shiny.
Mate, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that sunburst on it. It's just like...
Wow. So what's the story behind this one?
So again, a bit like how we were just talking about getting loaned the other Hamiltone for the US tour we did. You know, there was a time where I was fortunate enough to get invited to play at a festival at Carnegie Hall. And again, we needed a guitar for that show because it's very hard to travel with guitars in general, isn't it? And it takes a lot of the stress out of it if you've got a sponsor over there. And again, we had a good relationship with Hamiltone, so they sent us over this just for the gig. I unboxed it and I was just like, damn, that is crazy.
Wow.
I even remember there was like the backstage bit where all the artists were hanging out. And like Kenny Wayne Shepherd literally came up to me and was like, dude, that guitar looks crazy. And he literally started playing it, and it was just...
And it still looks amazing. I mean, it's in like such good shape. Like, I mean, the quality and stuff. I mean, look how it's still shiny.
Well, that's the thing though. So I didn't get to take it home that day.
Right.
And Daryl at Hamiltone kept it back for years and years. And I think he always knew I would buy it back one day. But with the recent sort of growth of pedal porn and the exposure we have been able to get for the videos, again, he just reached out to me and was like, you can keep it. Right. So it's literally a dream come true to have this in the studio now.
So I don't know about this one.
Okay, so this one is a more recent purchase.
It looks like a toy. It's like how I describe guitars anyway. Like, they are your toys. They're like blokes' toys.
It's all like pimped out, isn't it? A bit.
Yeah,
it's like
that's right. So you got a guitar with swag.
There's actually a video on the channel of us going to get this. We flew to Texas and bought it from Tyrone Vaughan, who is the nephew of Stevie Ray Vaughan and the son of Jimmie Vaughan. And this was passed down to him from Jimmie Vaughan himself. And Jimmy got gifted this from the Fender Custom Shop when Jimmy helped out with, you know, the Stevie Ray Vaughan Signature model. Basically, Jimmy got gifted this as like a one-of-one guitar to say thank you for all of the help he put into that project. So it's a real special guitar, and it's got this one-of-one finish using car paint. Tyrone used to call it like the cream dream.
Right.
But it does look like a car finish, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to think of like a Jaguar kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's just got a really cool surfy Jimmie Vaughan kind of like clean sort of sound, you know? What's nice is the maple neck was already completely worn in from the time that, you know, Tyrone was playing it. It's just all beaten up, and it's got that. It makes me want to try and play like Jimmie Vaughan.
Yeah. Do they have like? Speaking as a drummer now, because I know that different kits, you almost pretend to be someone else when you're playing like a different kit because of how it feels. Is that the same with the guitars for you?
Yes, it is.
Right.
Well, certain guitars it's not. That's why that Banana Man Strat is special to me, because it makes me try and play like me.
Right, yeah.
But this, I want to be Jimmie Vaughan.
Exactly.
This one, I want to be Robert Cray.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, you know, there's a time and a place to put on someone else's hat.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. But it's good to put on different hats anyway, and know how to put them on. So
that's right.
That's great. Holy shit! So this is the real fucking deal.
Mate, this is.
So talking of Carnegie Hall.
That's right, actually. Yeah, this was the one actually played predominantly there.
Right.
And this was we custom made this with Axstream Creations again. By the way, they did sponsor me back in the day, so I suppose I should disclose that, because they did really hook us up with, you know, a great deal from what I remember. This was like a custom colour that I sort of sent a bunch of dodgy Google images to them saying, can I have that orange coral look? If you look at those old Fiesta red Strats that you like the Mark Knopfler sort of thing, over time it loses that red.
Yeah, exactly.
And it goes a bit more orangey. But this is really orange now. So
yeah, exactly. That's right. You just went balls to the wall. How often do you find yourself playing this one?
Not a lot, to be honest. This is more like, I sort of leave it in the glass case, which is a bit sacrilegious, but it's quite special because, again, Kenny Wayne Shepherd signed the back. I just went up to him and I was asking him about Octavias and like geeky questions. He probably thought, who's this dumb kid? Leave me alone. But then, yeah, on the night of the show, me and Nigel were in the hotel, the backstage dressing room, and literally next to our hotel room was Buddy Guy's hotel room, and I had to pluck up the courage to knock on the door, and these two massive like bodyguards came out, sort of saying, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Can I meet Buddy, please?"
So you got to meet him.
So yeah, they finally let me through. They let me through. I just remember him telling me loads of stories about Hendrix, which was just crazy. I said to him, "Oh, do you mind please just signing, on the back, like in an inconspicuous place?" And he literally like took the guitar off me, signed over the headstock wherever the fuck he wanted. But I thought you can't tell Buddy Guy no, can you?
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, no one tells Buddy Guy no.
Yeah, that should be a t-shirt.
Again, this is another one of my favourite Strats because it looks like a Strat. How old is this?
Oh mate, that answers the question.
Oh, so that's so fucking cool. Oh yeah, so it was actually made in 2016.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
That was a good timing. That.
You're right.
But yeah, again, it's made to look old. I haven't like made this look older. Like there's just been relicking, and again, it's got the King Tone switch by Jesse Davey.
Yeah. Well, are you going to talk about this one, or you reckon you've already spoken about that quite a bit?
Well, that's not a Strat.
Whoa,
oh, look at that. Look at the opening.
That's already moving.
Yeah, they do move. Like, if you touch them, like for the next 2 days, they'll just be like, until they settle.
I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, like if I had all these guitars in the studio. Did you always want this with the guitars on the wall like this, or?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like having these guitars here is like definitely a dream come true from when I was younger. Because I don't know, it feels a bit like a gallery, but not in a pretentious way. But it's like when you go into a gallery and it's like you can look at the wall and see everything as it is. It's got a nice feeling to it. But
exactly. So what's this one then, Chris?
So this is a recent guitar again. We got it in a trade when we were building the studio. I put a post out saying, does anyone want to trade any, guitars for pedal pawn pedals? And in particular, I was looking for a Stevie Ray Vaughan Strat, like an actual signature one. We got a message about this guitar, and it'd been modified, of course, because it's got this Jimi Hendrix neck on it, but it's got the Stevie Ray Vaughan body. At first, I was a bit like, does that work? But then actually it's quite a cool combination of it.
So I want to talk to you about your whammy bar. Oh yes, I noticed that whammy bar is actually on the other side.
That's right, yeah. This is left-handed. Believe it or not, it's left-handed because I don't know why Stevie did that. Because on his original number one, he actually had a left-handed tremolo in the end.
Oh,
and you had
you don't think that's like a Hendrix influence or something?
Oh, it was actually, yeah.
Right.
I think you just reminded me, it was like a... Because Hendrix would have had it that way because he took a right-handed...
Wasn't he actually left-handed?
That's right, but he took a right-handed guitar and then played it left-handed. So
right,
you're right.
How the hell did you play like that?
Oh, mate, yeah.
And to get the tone he got out of it, I mean, what a man.
Yeah, but to take it one step further, Eric Gales takes a right-handed guitar and simply just turns it over. He doesn't even change the strings, whereas Hendrix changed the strings to be left-handed. Right. Eric Gales doesn't even do that. That's one of those questions of
that's
how
genius.
we do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, because it's not even learning guitar at that point. You're learning almost like a different instrument.
Yeah, like a whole new thing. Yeah.
That's what's nice. It's like you can do whatever you want with it. That's what's nice.
These guitars are so interchangeable. For example, the pickups have been changed for Robert Cray pickups, which is so it's got the Stevie body, Hendrix neck, and Robert Cray pickup. So it's a very interesting blend.
That's how it sounds. Woo! You would fly to Sweden just for a Stevie strap. Actually, you probably would, actually, wouldn't you?
Oh, man,
If you found a Stevie strap for a good price.
Yeah, if it was a real Stevie strap,
yeah,
I would, yes. But if it was, I mean, I don't know how much a Stevie strap would go for.
So this is, what can I say about this one?
This is well, I remember the phone call when I remember where I was when I rang you saying I'm going to be able to buy one of these because this is definitely a dream come true from being a young kid. Like, because I remember when these came out, the Fender Custom Shop released them, and there's something like 170 in existence.
Wow.
Maybe 180. I can't remember now, but. We used to watch the video of John Mayer talking about his one because he opens the case and he's like, "You got to."
Is that the one where he's like, "Sounds like a strap"?
It sounds like a Strat.
Well, I was going to ask again. It's just another drummer's question. So, what makes this different to say like the Banana Man, for example?
Well, this one goes into the territory of like, well, firstly, it's one of the best sounding Strats I've ever played. Right. But I don't know if that's just because. I don't know, because even when John Mayer played that little clip, I was like, that's the best Strat song I've ever heard. Like, there's something about these guitars that is incredible. I've had a few messages from pickup builders saying about the pickups being the reason that it sounds so good. But this is almost not for the sound that you'd buy it. It's more because of the fact it is a collectible Stevie Ray Vaughan item now. So you won't want to gig with it necessarily because it's every single scratch, dent, and bit of wear. Even that signature there has been recreated from the original.
Yeah, I saw that, the Stevie Ray Vaughan 80.
Yeah.
How beautiful. Cool is that?
That is cool.
That is amazing. So
cool.
Yeah, what age did you discover these guitars?
I think I was like 13 because that was the point when I was still doing covers on YouTube of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
And I remember playing Lenny, just thinking like, man, I wonder what it would sound like through that guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
And it does sound like as I hoped for, actually. But yeah, it's such a beautiful guitar. Again, it's got the cigarette burn, and I think I just saw one at a more sensible price than normal. And I was like, maybe if I just don't eat for a few months, I can. But yeah, that is really a dream come true. And I think the maple neck combined with these pickups gives it that real like glassy Stevie Ray Vaughan tone that you just always hear on the records.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, is this real? Are we doing this?
Guys, you've got to stick around because this guitar is coming up soon, but this is the big boy that you'll want to see.
He goes to bed with it. It's a work of art, that one, isn't it?
Mate, it is. It's beautiful.
All right.
But this one, you said the other day, this is your favourite.
Yeah, actually, it probably is. If I was ever going to have my signature Strat, it will probably be something along the lines of this, the purple. Darker purple. Is it purple or blue?
It's called violet, so
violet.
It's more purpley, but in person, it's more blue.
Mate,
Mate,
you let me touch it. God.
Mate, that's how much I love you.
Mate, how smooth is that?
Mate, it just feels like it's proper.
I just got like that joy of excitement,
Mate, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's mate.
Mate, it's got a real boxy, like Clapton-y Robert Cray sound. It's like.
Yeah, already how smooth that neck.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's like this is brand new though. This is like not been touched. So it's very.
It looks premium. You know what I mean? It just looks fresh.
Yeah.
This is kind of one that you wouldn't want relicked.
Well, that's oh mate, exactly. That's a great point because every time I see Robert Cray playing his guitars, you always think it wouldn't look good if it was relics like that.
How do you decide what Strat goes with what song?
That's a good question, really, because they all do have slightly different voices. I mean, you could get through each gig with just one Strat, I think.
Right, yeah.
But it's almost like a nice to have with all the different sounds, and it gives you that extra 10% on each.
Remember one gig we were doing, it was in Europe somewhere, I can't particularly remember the gig, but you bought a second Strat on stage and the audience actually started clapping just because you changed Strat. And I thought that was so fucking cool. Like you said, I guess you could survive on one, but it's really, I guess it's just down to what you want the song to have.
It's got like a real like, that tight Robert Cray.
Yeah, exactly, tight, yeah. Right next door kind of feel.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Kind of pinchy, the kind of like pinchy sort of tone. Yeah, pinchy. It really comes through.
Pinchy is a good word for it.
Yeah, I like the fact it hasn't actually got that bit on the back as well. You know the.
The back plate. Yeah.
Weren't you saying that's better for tone, that it doesn't have the plastic bit on the back?
Or yes. Well, a lot of guys don't use it for that reason. I just sort of followed suit and tried it without the backplate. But this is a different kettle of fish really because it's called a hard tail, so there's no whammy bar. You can't even put a whammy bar on there.
Right.
But
I have to say, but not just the colour. I do actually love the fact that it's got the gold and the violet, and just how they. Yeah, it's
a beautiful guitar. This was more like, again, I looked at these for years and I was just like, I really want to get one of these, but they don't really make them anymore. And this Robert Cray Signature is like, you almost want his guitar just to get that sound. So these are Robert Cray Signature pickups.
Right.
So they do have that squawk, that, nice. What do you call it, the pinchiness?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I haven't even looked at this one before. Oh man!
I'm going to quiz you actually. Do you recognise?
I've never actually seen this one, and that actually leads me to my next question, which is, well, I wasn't expecting that. Well, my question is why Fender, in particular, and what is it about?
Actually, well, this is not a Fender.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Okay,
because this is probably, apart from Hamiltone, maybe, is it one of the only ones that isn't Fender?
Well, just quickly, that's touched on quite an interesting topic as well, because there's also the PRS Silver Sky.
Oh yeah, PRS.
Like the John Mayer.
But is that a Strat though?
That's what I mean. It's not, is it?
Right.
Same way as this isn't, and the Hamiltones aren't really Strats, but I felt like the line was drawn at the Silver Sky, because that really isn't a Strat shape. This is still Stratty, like S-style guitar shape. So
what's this one then?
This is a replica of. Again, I've got a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan replicas. I don't actually tend to like buying replica guitars, but Stevie Ray Vaughan's Charlie guitar, this is a replica of that. And it's actually a really well done one. We got it on a trade through Facebook Marketplace, and it just looked like really well done. The lipstick tube pickups, which are a bit more hollow sounding, and they give it that Tin Pan Alley kind of sound as well. Rene Martinez, Stevie Ray Vaughan's guitar tech, actually did release some of these with Charlie, the original Charlie's Guitar Shop, I believe. And there was only like 15 made or something. This is not one of those. This is just a parts caster that was put together to somewhat resemble it. But It sounds really good.
Oh, God.
Okay, so
what a baby.
this is the big boy.
That is the big boy.
This is, yeah, this is just.
You're actually
honestly,
speechless.
Yeah,
You don't actually have any
honestly,
words.
I still am. Even all these, all this time of owning it, it's just like definitely the #1 dream guitar that I always wanted.
Yeah.
So it's a 1963 Fender Strat, and it sounds as good as I always hoped it would. It's very hard to find these guitars that are in good state nowadays, that haven't been changed to death, and they aren't £1 million as well.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you don't want to spend the earth on them. But this one came up for a decent price in Music Borsen in Sweden. So I thought it's worth going all the way over there just to try it out. And normally I don't really care about trying out guitars before I buy them, because nowadays with the internet you can return them anyway. But with something like this, you want to make sure it's all kosher, don't you? Because it's. But I went and plugged it through an old basement amp, and it literally exploded the whole shop. Like, it was just the best sound. But I didn't see any amazing pictures of it before I bought it. I just saw a little blurry one of the front, and I remember walking into this room, and it was just on the stand, and I was like, and I turned it around a little bit, and I saw that back, and this is like one of the parts of a vintage Strat that you just can't replicate with modern relicking. Like, I've never seen anyone capture that brittle chipping of the paint mixed with the yellow, and it's never quite like that.
That's general relic, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like 100% ready. I mean, I tell you what was crazy on that video. You can see it in the video actually. As I was playing it, the old owner walked in.
No.
Yeah, he was like, "That's my guitar."
What's the chance of that? So what was it about this guitar?
I can't even shy away from the fact it's just because obviously some of my heroes have played these old Strats in this exact year. Like, the 1963 Strat is the holy grail. Any guitar from that pre-CBS era is just the holy grail of guitars. So to be able to own one, well, yeah, even just play one, but let alone own it, it's again, and it does have that woody Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan sound. Like, when you plug it in, it's got that thing that the modern guitars just don't have. I think a couple of the pickups have been rewound, but apart from that, it's pretty much all stock. It's been refretted. But yeah, it really is an absolute beauty, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
definitely. How do you tell a good guitar from, say, it's like a bog standard guitar? Is it like the brand and?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that add up to a good sounding guitar. I think there's like just the way it feels and plays, but just sometimes, again, my main guitar, the Banana Man one, is like technically on paper not a very good guitar, but just feels great. It feels like that old pair of jeans sort of feel. And this
it talks to you as well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like you said, with that, that's your signature. It calls to you, and you love playing it. How would you compare them between the Banana Man and this? Is there a tone difference?
That one's fatter,
right. Okay.
but this one has a more woody Jimi Hendrix Voodoo Child kind of sound.
Right. Cool. So this is like good for. I mean, obviously the Banana Man's very versatile, but this is like you could use it for like good,
Like heavier
heavy,
sort of,
heavy
yeah,
blues.
yeah, that's right, yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, this really is cool. It's like, it's still got the three-way switch, so it's not great for playing live because you can't just go to those in-between, John Mayer, Robert Cray kind of tones. You've got to like balance it and hope it sticks there, and like, because if you accidentally just knock it a little bit, it goes off.
Well, that's something that I was going to say anyway about just the way that you play as well, because I've always watched the way that you play even on stage, and I just love the fact that every 2 bars or something you'll change the tone. You'll change the way that it sounds almost. Every 2 or 3 bars you're changing it to make sure that the sound is right, and I think that's so important as a player generally, because you don't want to just be stuck with one sound. It just makes it boring.
I get a lot of grief. You might have seen it online about changing pickups too much. Like people are like, why is he changing there? Because it's not even. I've flicked back to it so fast, but sometimes just doing a note and like, I can't really do it on this guitar, but like switching back
as like a phase effect or something.
Yeah, like a little just bump in the sound.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
But people don't. They think it's like a nervous reaction to playing or something like. But it's not that. It's actually that you are trying to get a tone out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do tend to like need that instant flexibility with it. That's why the Banana Man Strat is so easy just to like. It's definitely part of. Just feels second nature. But this one is a bit more like, oh, okay, bit of friction there. But yeah.
Have you played this live yet?
No.
Ah, there you go. So that's still yet to happen.
Saving it for some better venues than the ones we played.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Yeah, you don't want to just.
You want to play the dog and duck with this,
Yeah, because if you leave it against your amp during the sound check, go and get a kebab. It's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone. That's right. Gone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. And that is a general thing of beauty. You can imagine that in a museum somewhere.
Right, so there we go. There is the Chris pedal pawn Strat collection. Well, I think there's 10 there in total.
In terms of Strats, actually, I thought you'd have more, but
sorry, Tom. sorry if it's not enough.
But obviously, you've got like countless collections of everything else. So
well, that's a good point actually. So I think we should actually do a separate video one day of the non-Fender Stratty guitars because you guys often ask about those, and again, they've got some cool little stories. So we'll do a separate video on that another day. But
you generally prefer to play Strats, though. You're a Strat guy.
Yeah, anyone that watches the channel will know that.
You're a Strat guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Strat guy. Yeah,
that's right. I have to say, I love your jazz playing on a 335. I just think it's like smooth and clean, and that's the kind of music I listen to. If I'm just like chilling and like just listening to jazz music, that tone that you give on the 335 is beautiful.
Oh man, I appreciate that.
I love that.
Yeah, but to be fair, you are a Strat guy too, aren't you?
Yeah, a big Strat guy. That's right. Yeah. In fact, I think I've only played a Les Paul a few times in my life. Like, I always gravitate towards the Strats, and most recently the Silver Sky PRS.
Yeah, you sounded great on that actually.
Yeah, because it's so easy.
So Stratty as well.
Yeah, so Stratty, so it's like Stratty sound, but it's not Strat.
Yeah.
or is it? I don't know. It's not a Strat, is it?
No, you can't call it. Well, that's what we didn't. Well, we didn't include it today.
Yeah. This is the kind of thing that people get killed online for this kind of thing. They actually like get into like proper arguments about this kind of thing. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's all music.
That's right.
Good or bad.
Let us know which one was your favourite in the comments, and we'll catch you on the next video. So thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you in a bit, and cheers.